What's up, everybody? Tyson Roush. Let's talk mental health, episode number 26. So if this is your first time watching this, you'll be like, why is Tyson making a video and how do I subscribe? Well, how you subscribe is you go to Let's Talk Mental Health on YouTube, hit the subscribe button, which you probably see right underneath this thing right here. I definitely appreciate it. And why I'm making this is I've suffered from anxiety, depression for over 20 years. It's something that's been a challenge. And the goal of these videos is to open awareness, raise awareness, and have people feel comfortable talking about mental health issues. One of the biggest things I've learned over the years is a lot of people don't understand what it is. They don't know how to diagnose it, and they don't understand how to talk about it. Years back when I first started going through this, the doctor was like, listen, man, you got to take Xanax. And he prescribed me Xanax, and, you don't want to become reliant on pills, and it made you kind of weird. And then it just didn't work. Then it was like, oh, it's health issues. You drink too much coffee, you do this, which was true. But for the most part, I was fairly healthy. So there was nobody really understood how to diagnose it. And nowadays, it's a lot easier to do that. But it's understanding and recognizing that you have these symptoms and these challenges and figuring out ways, what your triggers are, and figuring out ways to handle it. We've done a series of videos on this. And there's something that's really cool. The 320 Festival, all this weekend, go to 320festival.com. Check that out. Hope for the Day is another great site. You can go to TED's Talk on YouTube. There's so many good websites you can go check these things out and just try to get help for yourself and understand. And listen, you may say, hey, you know what? I don't have these problems, which is completely fine. Then, you know somebody that does, maybe you can share the message. What really inspired me to do these videos is I had 4 friends over the past few years that have committed suicide. And the first thing, it hits you like a smack in the face. You don't know what to do. You don't have any answers. You don't know where to go. And you're just lost. And it hurts. It hurts. Obviously, it hurts you. It hurts their family. It's an overwhelming feeling. And the reactions to it, everybody always think, oh, we'll call the hotline. And maybe they had demons. And no, people are struggling. The bottom line is there's a lot of people that deal with mental health issues. A lot of people, and the thing is, a lot of people are very good at hiding it. Like, I can hide it. Like, listen, I do jet shows. I teach MMA or, kickboxing, all this other stuff. And you can be the most happiest person when you're in public with people or around people. It's the downtime. Times like now, when you're quarantined by yourself or in very, not always by yourself, but in limited areas where your mind just takes over and you battle it. And it's so friggin' hard to deal with. So it's not always that some people are very good at hiding the problems they have with anxiety, depression, or any other mental health issue. So that's the first thing. Second thing is, once you realize it, you got to figure out ways to identify ways to get help. And that's the hardest part to do. Admitting to it, talking about it, and using your resources to get the help that you need. So that's the whole goal of these videos, is say, listen, any way we can help you figure things out. Like, I've used a variety of things to help myself get through it. For a while, it's just working out. I do boxing, kickboxing, I run, I do all kinds of stuff. That's a good outlet. Reading, writing, I do podcasts, listen to music, go to concerts. But now during the quarantine, it's so hard to do all these things, and it makes it even more difficult. Like when this whole virus first came along, we were still able to go to parks and stuff like that. The gyms got closed, the parks got closed, and then you're really stuck. So then I was trying to run by a closed school, and somebody reported me. Thanks for that. But then it's like, all right, now I'm really getting stuck. I'm running down roads, populated roads where people were almost hitting you with their car. Anything to keep myself active, my mind active, because I couldn't take it anymore. And slowly but surely, I found myself really deteriorating mentally, where I was like, I had no inspiration. I didn't want to do our radio show. I didn't want to talk to my friends. I'm like, wow, I'm spiraling completely out of control in the wrong way. You don't want to sit and drink. You don't want to sit and do it. You got to find ways to get through it. And fortunate enough, I reach out to some friends. I talk to people. And I think one of the things people don't realize is when you deal with anxiety and depression, it takes a toll on people around you. If you can become very moody, you could be just belligerent or nasty or cold. And it's just the challenges we deal with. It's not on purpose. It's just the mind battles that we have. So when you're down like that and you're really moody and you don't want to get off the couch, you don't want to, it's not easy to break the cycle. So I reached out to friends. I talked to people. I took my own advice. I started watching videos. One of my favorite bands, Shinedown, they do a lot of inspirational stuff. David Goggins does so many motivational videos. Gary Vaynerchuk. I realized that I got to find positive messages, positive people to get me back on the right track before I just completely cycle out of control the wrong way. So that worked. And then obviously then the parks open back up and there's glimmers of hope. And a couple analogies were really cool that I thought about over the last couple of days, if you care. And a couple had to do with running. You know, a lot of times we get so obsessed with the long-term goals that we forget the short-term goals in front of us. You know, like when I'm running down these, I go to a reservoir and I run, you know, and you'll sit there and I'm like, if I'm running, my head's up, I'm looking way down the path and I'm like, holy shit, this is so long. Like I'm never going to get it. If I keep my head down and kind of keep you just watch like closely in front of me, you crank out the mile in no time. And sometimes it's like, wait, you know, like if you keep what's in front of you and look at that short-term goal and the short-term benefits and focus on what's that, you down the line, you'll be doing from that 1 mile, you have 5 miles before you know it. You know, and it's so weird. And even today, you know, like I'm just on this running, whatever I'm doing. And I went for a 10-mile run. Usually when I do 5 miles, when I get to the third mile, I dread it. The third mile to the fourth mile is all hills, and I just dread it. I run slower. It's in my head. It's psychological. Every time I get to it, I do the same thing. Today, I have to do a lap twice. Today, I knew I had to do it twice. When I got to that third mile, I cruised right through it because I'm like, all right, I know I got to do 7 more miles here. And it's like, it just kind of reiterated, listen, like the short-term goals, like I'm making this, but then I'm like, wow, I'm so worried about mile 8, mile 9, mile 10. The other ones, you blow right through it. You know, it's just, sometimes you got to realize that, especially if you have depression or anxiety, where it's like, listen, sometimes we got to embrace the moment. We got to get through the moment, the minute, the hour, the day, before we can worry about a week from now. Like one of my biggest challenges is always like, if I had something that was really like a big business meeting or interview or whatever it was, I'd start freaking out days in advance where I'd psych myself out and get crazy anxiety. Or if something really bad happened to me, I would dwell on it for days. And sometimes you got to realize, like, we got to get through that minute, get to that moment, and change it as fast as we can and identify it. Identifying your triggers is the biggest thing you can do. The other thing was a great analogy I heard yesterday is, you know, we treat our lives like a bottle of soda, or you could say whatever it is, but bottle of soda is for a reason. You shake it up, it starts to, you know, you're building up all that pressure to the point where the lid can either pop up and explode, or you can unleash the cap a little bit and the air comes out slowly. And that is a perfect analogy for how we got to handle things. When we feel ourselves ready to just crack, we got to find a way to release that pressure just a little bit, whatever it is. If it's working out, playing a guitar, playing the drums, playing chess, playing a video game, watching a movie, whatever it is, we got to identify that and release the pressure before it builds up so much and it pops right off. And that was just a great analogy. So, a lot of things here I'm trying to, I guess, communicate. Maybe probably it's 8-minute video already. The whole thing is, listen, a lot of people are struggling with this, especially now. And please do not give up. Understand you're not alone. You're by no means alone. There's so many people struggling, and and the other thing is you got to realize that some people want to help you. You have friends, you have family. If you don't feel comfortable talking about this to people, like these videos are tough. Like the last thing I want to do is people to judge me, but you really can't give a shit about it. Like you just got to be like, listen, I want to help people because it's just too difficult, and I don't want nobody else giving up on things. Like it's not easy to do. Like when we do these videos. I've lost advertisers because of this, because apparently suicide prevention is an unpopular topic, or it's a dangerous topic. I have no idea why. Like talking about saving lives shouldn't be dangerous, but it is. So it's obviously a controversial topic, but we got to talk about it. We got to have people feel comfortable talking about this because it's too damn important. So you're not alone. Reach out to people. If you don't want to talk to your friends and family, if it's kind of embarrassing to you, there's online communities. There are so many of them they'll listen to you. They will help you. And that's on Facebook, that's on Instagram, that's on Twitter. You can go all over the place and find it. Or there's hotlines. You know, you can call somebody. There's plenty of hotlines. Or you can go to a therapist. You can get help. There's a million things you can do. But the most important thing you got to do is commit to getting that help and commit to making the change for yourself. Hold yourself accountable. Say, listen, this is the day where I'm just like, Jesus Christ, I don't know what I'm going to do. And then change it. And I'm guilty of myself. I've been there. I've done it. I understand it's not easy, but you got to do it. So identify it, figure it out, and stay active. Stay mentally and physically active. Keep yourself busy. Reach out for help when you need it, and better days will be ahead. Listen, this is one of the worst times we're ever going to have in our lives in terms of the virus and worrying about your loved ones and waking up each day and worrying about your bills and your job and your family and everything else in this world. It's not easy, but you have to try to stay positive, and you got to find ways to keep motivated and keep moving. You cannot get stale, and you cannot go backwards. So this is a 10-minute video. So hopefully this helps. Like I said, I'm on Twitter, TRAUCH21, Instagram, TRAUCH2121. If you want to reach out to me, that'd be great. I've gotten many messages and I appreciate it. And subscribe to our videos called Let's Talk Mental Health on YouTube. Hit the button and you're there. So have a good day. Stay safe, stay healthy, social distance. Better days will be ahead. And I'll talk to you next time.